Boys, happy Tuesday.
Happy
Tuesday. Yeah.
It's another Tuesday.
Alrighty, so on today's cheeky little podcast, we on the Lair podcast. Sorry, not cheeky little podcast.
It's not Lions.
All right, let's talk about that. Let's get out of the road.
Clear the water, man.
Yeah, come
So we obviously
Come
started up our Instagram, started up our YouTube channel, and realised that the person who created it, which was not me, it was JP, called it
Don't look at me,
the
just because I'm
Lions,
Asian doesn't
the
mean I can't
Lions
spell.
liar.
No,
Not the Lions Lair, the Lions
He
liar.
told you how to spell it wrong. That's where it came from.
So Josh, it was Josh's fault that instructed us to spell something wrong.
Well, you guys, that's how you spell it. I was too busy working, and I was like, I don't know, man, just whatever. I was doing my own shit.
Yeah, I was busy as well. I was busy like breathing and rocking on my chair and stuff as well. But I've always been a strong advocate of I'm not a good speller, I'm a good seller. And I think selling pays a little bit better than spelling.
Agree?
That's
You
it.
said that last time. I agree.
And realistically, I think Tara probably should have caught the spelling error. That's,
Yeah, we always
she's a
have
lot
to
smarter.
point fingers.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
100%.
It's never our fault.
Let's blame it on her.
Yeah,
100%.
okay,
Sounds
good idea.
Since she's not here.
That's it. All right, so we're going to go through a couple of questions from the public again today. Some nice, juicy ones as well. We're going to get pretty deep and meaningful. I reckon JP may even cry.
Yes,
Might get
yes.
emotional.
Can you get some tissues, please?
Fingers crossed.
Thank you. Tissues for an issue.
Alrighty, so the first question is,
Yeah.
if you could start again, would you, and what would you do differently?
Start again in your career.
Life, which involves your career.
So do we start off at 0 years old?
Start wherever you want. So you can pick a point where you want to start, and then you can go from there, or you can not go back and just stay where you are right now.
And do we know what happens over the future?
Yeah.
Of course
So many
not. Can't
questions.
predict it. can't predict the
Just
future.
looking at
But you can go back. You don't have any knowledge yet. I'm going to add a little terms and conditions to this. You have no knowledge of the future, so you can't go back and invent Bitcoin. All right.
Yeah.
You can go back and you can do things differently of what you've done now. And the only knowledge that you would have retained would be the mistakes that you've made in your life, but you wouldn't be able to profit. Oh, you'd be able to profit from them, from your mistakes.
Yeah.
So you could obviously go back and go, okay, I'm not doing that because that got me that result, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to throw Josh in the deep end on this one. We're going to start with you, big doggy.
Happy to start off with the brightest mind.
Yeah.
I'd probably just start where I am today.
Cool.
No regrets in life, and I think right now I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Awesome.
Smartest I've ever been.
Yep.
So
I
If
beg
I
to
did-
differ on that.
if I didn't,
No, I'm kidding. This is a smart man.
Trying to hold it.
yeah, but that came from learning mistakes as well.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I think time is valuable, and that's why we always look up to older people, especially in like the Chinese sort of religions and stuff like that.
Yep.
The elders are seen as more respected because they've got the time, they've got the battle scars, and they've got
wisdom.
the experience as well. So
For sure.
I'd probably say where I'm at, I'd stay here.
Yep. Sweet as. JP?
Oh, I should have probably left me till the end. No,
I can go if you want. Do you want to think about it?
yeah, whatever. You go.
You go?
You can go
You want to go? I'm trying to save you here.
Yeah, I don't.
Let
right?
you go first.
You go, you go.
first.
No, okay, you go. Come on, get in there. Don't be scared.
No. I mean, I would. To be honest, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know where to start. To be honest, because cut a long story short, my life was a motherfucker growing up, and it's still pretty hard. But I don't know, man. There's too many places, too many. If I could pin it down to one thing, I'd probably say.
It'd have to be an age you'd have to pin back to.
Okay, I'll probably say back to grade 8, high school, starting at high school. I wish I did better in school.
Cool.
I never did any good at school.
Good stuff.
If I could go back then to that, then yeah, I'd probably have better opportunities than what happened.
Good stuff. Love it.
That's all I can think of.
I probably, it's a hard question. I probably wouldn't go back in time for the only reason of I wouldn't know where I would be now, where now I do, and I'm happy with where I am now. I know that I could definitely be doing better. I could be making more money. I could be making better life choices, but I wouldn't change it for the world at the moment. I think that everyone has their path and everyone makes their mistakes, and that's what grounds us and makes us who we are today. So because of the uncertainty of me possibly be a completely different person, like let's say I went back to when I was 10 years old and I could obviously go back and undo some of the mistakes that I'd made, that might have put me in a position that could be possibly better or possibly worse. So I'd probably rather keep my cards and stay who I am today.
Cool. Well, this question excites me a bit. So when you first asked that question, the first thing I thought about is this movie called Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
So
With Ashton Kutcher in it.
Yeah, Ashton
Yeah,
Kutcher.
it's a good movie.
So what that means to me is, there are things that, when I think about it, I might want to do things differently. But then what are the chain reaction? Because this world is not surrounded by you. This world goes on with you or without you. So if I were changing anything from my previous age, then things might happen differently. So because of that reason, I think everyone out there shouldn't have any regrets. Because once you start having regrets, once you start thinking that you might want to do things differently, you never focus on how to move forward. So to me, yes, there are many things I can talk about, but I think this podcast is about giving our audiences a positive energy and positive way of thinking, myself included. Like, why do you want to keep on thinking the past?
Yeah.
You can't change the past. Even if I'm talking about 10 things I wish I could have done or could have handled it differently.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty interesting. Like all three of us said we wouldn't change, and JP said you would.
Yep.
Purely based on education. Does that mean you feel like you missed out on learning and like you?
Big time. I'm not going to get into details how that all fucked up. But at the end of the day, shit happens. I just roll with the punches and move on, and I'm happy, more than happy where I am, especially now. I'm more happier now than I've ever been, and I'm in a great position and been with you, lovely, great people, so everything's fantastic. But if I was to change anything, it's just, probably for another podcast, but the way I grew up was pretty fucked up. And if I was encouraged more and if anything else, if I just listened to myself and blocked everybody else out and just drove myself the way I think of who I am, I probably would have been in a different position. But regardless, like exactly what John said, who gives a shit, life's life. You wouldn't be where you are today and who you are today without it. So I feel great. I feel fantastic. But if I was ever to choose, I remember when I used to work in, for example, my brother used to own 4 Domino's pizza franchises. I used to work in one of them to help him out. And I used to talk to all the little kids, they go, fuck school, man, fucking hate school. And I used to say to them, mate, I totally understand, I agree with you, but trust me, you either work hard now and get an education and understand so you don't work so hard later, or you fuck around like I did and you end up fucking working like an asshole for the rest of your life.
That's so true. You gotta put in the hard work.
Yeah, put in the hard work. So, but regardless, like John said, I never regret anything. I am who I am because of all those experiences.
It shaped you.
Exactly. Even if it was bad or good, it didn't matter. Even if it was bad, it gave me opportunities to change and evolve and that. So it was good. But I'm happy where I am right now. But if I was ever to choose, it would have been my education, because I know as a kid I was very intelligent, very smart, very switched on, but I never got to explore that. I just got to fuck it. Care about school, failed everything, assignments, homework. JP, where's your assignment say? Do I fucking look like I'm going to do my assignment? Seriously? Where's your homework? I used to go to school with just a pen in my pocket. And just to keep the teacher happy, I just rip some paper and just write. That's it.
Right, if there was one, this is a little cheeky one, if there was one element that you could change in your life now to excel your life, what would it be?
Do you want to start off?
I'll start. Yeah.
Grow hair.
Yeah. No, to somehow make my penis shorter. No, it would be without doubt to be better with self-discipline. Would be mine. If I could excel my self-discipline, definitely that'd be a huge bonus for me, for sure. What about you?
Right. Okay, I'll start earlier than you guys. I guess my temper. I get very angry easily. Because I'm a very positive, like high energy kind of, like imagine me as a bomb. It's about to explode all the time. If you trigger me, like just a bit, I'll.
So you're a flight risk, basically.
I am.
That's why he has to fly first class all the time. It's because they won't put him at the back.
No, because I'm a pilot. If anything goes wrong, I'll jump on to the control room. I'll take over the plane. Haven't you watched the movie?
I like
I'll be
that.
the one who's saving the plane.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well,
But
what about you?
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
just, I wish I can be more patient. Yeah.
Cool. What about you, Josh?
I think have a bit more authority.
Yep.
And if someone doesn't do something,
Yep.
get on top of it more, or
Yep.
like even with like our projects, like we're talking today, like structuring it more to be more like strategic, and
Systemised.
thorough,
Yep.
and also more hard as
Yep.
well. Like we were speaking to a lawyer then, he's like a hard ass from
He
Sydney.
was, hey.
Yeah.
You know what
Man,
I mean?
I
You
was
were
I was
in the
in
room,
there,
right?
and I'm
Yeah.
like, who the
Yeah.
fuck is this guy?
Yeah, dude. After that conversation, I was like, dude, he's gonna do everything now.
Yeah,
But, like,
he's like a fucking like a
I
proper
like
lion.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, like
that.
straight away. As soon as it he's like, yeah. So if you got like it in writing and contract, you're like, oh, they're getting it through. He's like, okay, so you've got nothing then. And then you're just like, yeah, well, it's coming through. He's like, you've got nothing. Okay, and then he's keeping flying. Like this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like he's just like black and white. There's
Yeah.
no grey.
Yeah.
It's either you
He
have it
doesn't
or
wanna
you don't.
hear whatever
Yeah.
excuses. To him, that's excuses.
Yeah, and that can either I think work in a great way for a business and a corporation, but then also it can have its downsides as well. I think it's like a bit of a balancing act, but yeah, for sure, he definitely was very assertive with what he said.
And as a lawyer, that's good
Mm.
because whatever he says, he plants that seed, that message to directors,
Yeah,
the owners'
yeah.
minds, and
Yeah.
then it's up to the owners how to talk to the staff to make
sure.
things happen.
yeah. So like after that, I'm like, this I need to be more direct.
Yeah.
On, like,
Yeah. I
town
mean, if you
planners,
put him
whatever.
in office manager's position,
Yeah.
everyone will get fired the
Yeah.
next day, which is not good.
Yeah,
So,
you need to have that balance.
Yeah.
But then again, is it good or is it not good? Because and this is where I've sort of made mistakes in the past is accepting people's average results because it's easier to keep them on board. It's easier to keep not having to recruit all the time and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah.
And then I've always had the thought to myself, imagine if I just fired absolutely everyone, restarted again, and only accepted people within the company that were, top 10 salespeople, on the Gold Coast sort of thing. And how much would that change the business if everyone was a top performer?
Yeah.
So I think you're right. It's a bit of a balancing act, but I think that you've got to be sometimes the main guy, and so you need to know what you want, and either your staff are doing that to meet your vision and your goals, or they're not. And if they're not, fuck off,
Yeah.
100%.
because you beat a dead horse.
Yeah.
And like we spoke about in the other podcast,
Yeah.
it costs twice the amount of income to train a rookie up to get them to be a top performer than it does just to hire a top performer.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So why do we always bring in people that are okay and then hoping that they're going to turn into fucking superstars?
Yeah, that's high the top performers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly.
JP,
No, mine would probably be, I guess.
be better in the bedroom.
Fuck, how many times do we have to go through this, man? Must be on the
Latino
podcast.
lover.
The Latino lover,
There we go,
exactly.
yeah.
It's just in my fucking blood to do it properly, all right? Fucking hell. It's all in the hips. Anyway, what I would be, for me, would be more to believe in myself more.
Okay.
Like, I do, and it contradicts itself because I do and I smash things, but then it's just a constant battle. It comes in and goes, nah, you're kidding yourself, you can't do that. But then I go, no, and I have to force the situation. And I'm constantly having that battle. If I can just stop having that battle in
Yep.
my head and just drive.
Good stuff.
make
And
my
that
life easier.
eliminates fear. And when you don't have fear, you jump twice as far and you take risks and all that sort of stuff. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. We have...
What's our next question?
It's just on the board right up there for you, John.
Cool. Oh,
If you are starting off, if you are just starting off, basically into your business career or whatever you're trying to go forward and do, what would be the best industry to get into right now in this era?
I think we've touched on this a couple times in the podcast,
Yeah.
Similar.
but I think we can still touch on it.
Yeah.
I think it really depends on person to person.
Yep.
Um,
And what their strengths are.
what their strengths are, what their edges, like, what their connections are. Like if your parents have connections or if you have connections, maybe that
makes a big
you
difference.
should utilize your connections. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What do you enjoy as well is another big thing.
Okay.
But I think it's a no-brainer right now. Like tech is a
Tech,
huge thing.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everything's going online.
Yeah.
Audio's huge. Like last week or the week before, we spoke about Alexa, Google,
Yep. Exactly.
Siri. Like I think audio is getting huge right now.
Yep.
I think anything around tech and audio.
I think for the last 20 years, internet was a big thing that changed everyone's lives. You wanna make money. You have to associate your business with .com
Yeah.
businesses. For the next 20 years, I would say it's internet marketing.
Yeah.
So whatever you do, doesn't matter. You're selling clothes, you're running a cafe, you're doing real estate, marketing company. It's all about internet marketing.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, people spend more time on their phone
Fucking way
than
more.
on TV or reading newspapers.
100%.
So if you, no matter what you're doing, get it.
Involve yourself with the phone.
Yeah, involve yourself and get yourself a clear knowledge of how to use this technology to a way to help you boost your business.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Yep,
that's,
sure.
that's the best way.
I'd say .com for sure. I
Yep.
think websites and the like obviously the tech and the app industry without doubt, because there's probably not many companies out there in the history that have gone from zero to $50 billion plus from an application, like literally an idea put onto a digital format that involves billions of people around the world. It'd be very hard to rustle off any other companies that have had that much growth that fast that haven't been involved in technology and the internet.
Yeah.
Like I can't even think of any, and in that shorter time frame, with very little qualifications as well. For what, like for instance, Mark Zuckerberg did is just extraordinary. He completely changed the game for everyone and everything. And then he obviously and with like Silicon Valley and all that sort of stuff. So if I was starting off completely, I want to get into an industry, I would probably try to understand and learn app development, and I would network around people that have great ideas, and then I'd try to obviously turn those ideas into an application or some sort of service on the internet for sure. And it costs fuck all. You can literally start a website. You can make a website for like $500 these days. They can generate you $500 in one day in sales in your first week. Where imagine like for example, a franchise point of view, you spend $500,000 on a Nando's franchise or whatever. You got to pay somehow get funded for $500,000 through the bank with some sort of history that you don't have, or sign your house or your car up. And then you've got to obviously make sure that the business is successful going forward, pay all your wages, bricks and mortar, the whole thing. So I reckon stay away from bricks and mortar, get into the digital space, because you need little to nothing to set it up. Just need a good idea. And it's the way of the future, like John said.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm in that industry, so
Yep.
yeah, I totally agree. If we go back to the previous question, what would I wish I'd done better?
Yeah.
Stayed where I was to start off with, because I did a diploma multimedia, diploma graphic design.
And then you
I left.
change course.
Yeah, change course, PT, this, idiot here, the dickhead there, doing all this stupid shit. And then I come back to what I was originally doing.
Yeah.
So I wish if I just stayed there from the start, I could have been in a way different position.
Yeah,
Focus
but
on your strength.
Yeah.
You probably shouldn't have done that course on how to train dolphins either.
Yeah, I know. Well, I thought I'd be pick on chicks.
You didn't even land the job at SeaWorld. So that was a fucking huge waste of time. And it was an e-course on Instagram. How to train dolphins.
You actually did one. You actually did one.
You can't believe anything
Look
because
how
of his
naive
goes
Josh is, right?
Oh shit! He just doesn't know Andrew well enough yet.
See, I believe that you would maybe do that course. I don't say
think
you
you
love
would as
animals.
well.
I can't see why. I can't see why you would do it.
I did the handstand course.
Oh shit! All right. So next question is there anything that you should have let go a long time ago that you are still holding onto in life? It's a bit of a deep question. I like this one.
That's pretty deep.
Yeah. Starting to feel like I'm at Byron Bay and we're starting to have a little chat in the park and get real deep
That's it.
on our
All right,
grass
I
mats.
want to be the last one to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very deep.
Repeat the question.
Okay. Repeat the question. I'm only going to repeat it once, so listen up, please. If there is anything that you should have let go a long time ago, but are still holding on to it? But you're still holding on to it.
Okay, I guess I'll just go first.
Okay.
Well,
Awesome.
I'm still holding on to it now.
Yep.
Okay, we'll probably be back to what I was saying before, believing in myself. I've had that problem fucking years since I was a little kid. I need to get rid of it.
Okay.
That's the thing that's holding me back.
Cool. Mine would be, I guess the constant thought and fear of not doing enough. Like I can never let that go. Like, you know, it's almost like a constant regret. The more and more I go through life, the more and more I have the fear that I'm not doing enough and I could be doing a lot more. So I probably just need to let that go so then it can dissolve. So then I can obviously not worry too much about the past, because the past is the past and that's not really going to benefit me in the future, sort of thing. So I would definitely say the fear of not doing enough constantly. But that sort of is a bit of a drive for me as well. But it's also a constant, probably a constant thing that I do need to let go of, because I think that if you drag too much of your past into your current situation or your future, you just get weighed down. And then you've got all these, imagine having like 20 different thoughts a day that you've carried since you were 8 years old about self-doubt.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to weigh you down and you're going to be a slower person, I think. So I guess clearing that for me would be massive, for sure.
Cool.
Yep.
Awesome. What about yours?
I think for me, it's probably my mum. Like, my mum's my biggest drive.
Yep.
But at the same time, she's also a very conservative person.
Yep.
So she's a nurse at the moment. And one of my big goals is to take care of her, obviously, from finances to everything else. But whenever I catch up with her, we'll talk about every issue in the book. And she's the complete opposite to me, where I'm very optimistic, young, want to do everything.
Yeah.
She's like a, complete opposite and wants to play it safe and everything like that. So any big win I've ever got, Mum sort of kind of sees it as like a bit of a luck.
Okay.
You got lucky kind of thing.
Sure. Yep.
So to me, that kind of annoys me in some regard.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, I really want to take care of her. And she's my end goal. But
100%.
I kind of still hold on to that, like, don't listen to her.
Yep.
I know more. Like, I can't listen to her and take all these risks. And
For sure. Yep. And she's just probably been your mum as well, like trying to protect you from upset and fear and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that but it's good that you recognise it. I think as well, like that you recognise that element of her and your relationship, and you can see past it and work around it as well. So
funny too, when you not only your parents but your brothers and your family, friends, everyone. As soon as you hear their shit, you just go, yeah, nah, cool, mate. You just agree with them just to say they can shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to hear any more of their shit.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, it might happen. Yeah.
But that comes back to what I said just before, where some people hold on to all the things that have happened to them in their life, and they drag all of the problems, all of the drama, all of the upset through their whole life, and they can never obviously see sometimes the bright side of things, because they've got all that baggage of what's happened as well. So
and they overthink a lot.
Massively. It's like one person hops in a car to go to work and goes, today's going to be an epic day. And then the other person hops in a car and goes, far out, I need to get fuel soon. What happens if I get into a car accident on the way to work?
There might be construction going on. Traffic.
It's like it's going to rain. Far out. I forgot to leave. I forgot to put the washing in. Like, I think there's two different types of mindsets that people have, and I think that again that falls back to trying to clear the charges before that have caused you to think like that and move forward.
Yeah, I've got this saying. John hears me say it all the time. Like, everyone is in their position in life for a reason.
Yeah.
Like that.
So John will always, like, we might go to Coles, get some food, check it out, and got some issue or something from the checkout person, they're being rude or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, everyone's in their position for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
they're a checkout chick for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is
relate-
true. Yeah.
Relates it back to people trying to give relationship advice but have a really bad relationship.
Yeah.
Should I listen to them?
Or a fat personal trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or,
Which-
or
which we
financial
know one
advice
person.
as well. Like,
Yeah.
No offense to my mum, but she's a nurse.
Yeah.
So I don't want to have a job when I'm 50, 60 years
Exactly.
old kind of thing. So I have to think different and act different
course.
to how she's going to be.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it relates back to that.
That's exactly right. And that's why Josh and I, we constantly have chats. And one of the chat that we mostly talk about is, should we? And the answer, of course, from me is we shouldn't. If someone tells you to do something that person is not in the same industry as you are in, or any life advice, for example, some like what you just said, if someone's fat, trying to tell you how to lose weight, get muscle, you're just like, are you joking with me? Why should I listen to
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Like when we started this journey becoming a developer, right? We came through a lot of hurdles. We came across a lot of people trying to give advices. People that aren't even in this industry. People aren't even in Australia telling you what to do. You're like, do you even know the laws here? And people just sound like, oh, because I care. Yeah, you care. You have a good intention.
Yeah.
But with the good intention, you should never just listen.
Yeah.
You should just go with your heart, like what Steve Jobs says. Somehow, somewhere, somewhat, you know what you're made of.
Yep.
You should just do what you're made of.
And I think that comes down to, again, you identifying those people in your life. You understand that they're not going to be a benefit to your life at all with what their advice is. Listening, nodding, sounds great, moving forward.
Yeah.
Don't take it on and then change your whole life because, the fat personal trainer is saying do more sit-ups.
Yeah. And do them with me.
Yeah.
Let's go for a run.
Exactly. Well, I guess my answer
Yeah.
to your question is, why am I still holding on that I should have let go? Since I was little, I've always been popular at school. I'm always the popular kid. But being popular kid means you care about everyone. You want to be the most popular. You want to satisfy everyone. But then growing up, I realized you can't satisfy everyone.
No.
Even Justin Bieber has someone who hates him.
Yeah.
Even Brad Pitt, someone would say he's not good looking. You're like, what? Are you blind? So the older I get, I start realizing you can't please everyone. So I'm a lot better now. Like I really don't give a fuck about most people.
Yeah.
But just like you, subconsciously, I think good and bad, subconsciously, I still want to somehow
Seek
convince
validation,
to convince that person that I am worth who I am. Why don't you agree?
Why can't you say that?
Why
Yeah.
can't you say that,
Yeah.
right? Why are you saying different things than most of the people?
Yeah.
So
That usually happens in relationships.
relationship or business-wise.
Yeah, too.
I'm always trying to impress people. Like I tell people, don't give a fuck about what people think, which is how I mostly am.
Yeah.
But subconsciously,
Yeah.
I just feel good when I do something good and people don't agree. And then when I make it, like there's just this evil in my head, like fuck you, see, I made it. And the worst thing is, usually people who challenges you, they still come up with excuses. Oh, he just like what George said, he got lucky and this and that. But then guess what? At the end of the day, it is our life.
Yeah.
As long as we're happy, who give a fuck?
Exactly right.
Yeah, I should let go the concept of caring about what other people think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a hard one as well.
Yeah.
So good luck with that one. Let me know when you
Thank
reach it. Once you find out the blueprint, I'll buy it.
Yeah, of course, right? Duh.
Is there? Do you think there is a difference between living and existing? I like this one.
I like this one a lot.
I think a lot of people exist.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I would say there's a huge difference because a lot of people, sort of wake up, do what they have to do each day, not what they want to do each day. Get into a constant rhythm of being comfortable and steering away from risk, fear, uncertainty. And I guess that's what you would almost call the rat race sort of thing. And they don't want to feel discomfort. They want to feel comfort. They want to feel security. So they just get stuck in this existing cycle where they're really not doing anything that impactful with their life. They don't really want to change, the world in any sort of way for the better. And they're just comfortable to be normal, which is completely fine. I think if some people want to do that, and I think that we need normal people on earth and people that are willing to, I guess, not take risks, because if we didn't, we probably wouldn't have a society that would operate properly. So I think that everything happens for a reason in that regard. But I definitely do think that a lot of people waste life. They think it's owed to them, and it's something that is can't be taken from them, sort of thing. So
they feel entitled.
Yeah,
right?
definitely entitled. They think that they're going to wake up every morning and everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I think that without doubt there's a huge difference, and people should really maybe write down what their goals and vision of their best life would be, and fucking go and do it. There's the only reason on why you're not where you want to be is yourself in most cases.
It's all about the mindset.
180%. I think I posted a quote today saying life's 10% of what happens to you and 90% of what you make of it.
Exactly.
That I love that quote because it's so fucking true. And the same gay old quote, everyone's got 24 hours in the day. Everyone's got, in some cases, some people don't have the same opportunities as us because they're in, third world countries and whatnot, but there have been very good stories of people coming out of those countries or becoming from a homeless background into billionaire status as well. So I think that you just need to want it enough as well. If you want it enough, you'll change your current living circumstances, for sure. What about you, John?
Okay, I can start off first. I think there's a huge difference between living and existing. I think living is just people who feel entitled that this earth belongs to them. They wake up, they want government to take care of them. They want their boss to take care of them. They don't have to do jobs properly. And I'm getting a bit angry when people don't do their job properly. And they feel they're entitled to their salary. They need to get paid on time and all that kind of shit. Don't get me wrong. I pay people on time, if not prior. But then that's assuming the person is also responsible for completing the job tasks. So I think if you find a meaning in life, life is more fun. Life is more meaningful. Life becomes a game. Like this is, I always use this metaphor to a lot of people. When you watch a movie, there's always a main character in the movie, right? So that's the excitement of that movie. But then in life, why don't we think of our life as a movie? And you're the main character in your own movie, right? Then you make the best out of it. Otherwise, your movie will suck. No one want to watch it. And if you're in there acting your movie, your life, you should make the best out of it. Just by living a life, it means nothing. You might as well just not gonna say them. Not gonna finish off by saying what. You might as well just find a meaning in your life. That's more positive. I was gonna say you might as well just die. But that's kind of mean, right? So I don't mean it that way. I mean, you might as well
That's
find
what
a mentor.
old John would have said.
Old John would say that.
You got John 2.0 over here. He's a changed man.
Version number 2.
He's got a moustache.
Very different, more mature now. So you should find a mentor if you don't have one. You should find someone that you can look up to, and then find a meaning in your life and do something meaningful. It's more fun that way.
Find your purpose.
Find a purpose in life.
I think everyone's got the right to be happy.
Yep.
I think happiness is probably the most important thing, whether they want to stay at home, play video games all day, or they want to go out and make a dent in the universe. It's up to them as long as they're happy. I think everyone has the opportunity to change the world and impact it. Everyone was put here for a reason. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy, I think you need to make some changes. Whether that's talking to people, getting counselling, or talking to family and stuff. Like, I think happiness is the most important thing.
Definitely. Awesome. It's a good answer.
True. And with happiness, some people are happy to even exist.
Yeah.
I've got friends that, I'd say things like, they'd say to me, JB, I don't know why you take all those risks, man. It's too risky, man. Just get a fucking job, get a job, grab your money, go home and sit there, I live a great life. Look at my life. And I go, it is good. So they're happy.
As long as you're happy, it doesn't matter what you do.
Exactly. If they're happy existing the way they're existing, and good on him. And the same sort of thing. I go, I'm talking about losing weight with one of my other mates. He goes, it doesn't matter, man. I'm married, 3 kids, I'm fat, doesn't matter, I'm done. You know what I mean? I was like,
That's
okay.
fucked.
Yeah, another mate of mine.
So fucked.
Because my partner does scalp micropigmentation on people's heads and that,
Yeah.
and he was bald.
Why'd you just look at my head when you said
Because you need one.
yeah, this is sounds like hair tattooing. Call me.
So I got one of my mates there. I asked him if he wanted to get a huge discounted rate to get it done while she was learning, and he goes, "Oh no, man, I think I'm used to just being like this. Hey, just bald and ugly. It doesn't bother me." I was like, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah, well, you can change the look, man, if you want, and start changing things up." He goes, "No, fuck it, man. I'm used to it. I'm happy the way I am."
He's poor boy.
Yeah. And all I
What
said
a
was,
selfish thing to do.
I said, okay, fair enough. If that's how you feel, exactly what you said. Some people are happy just to exist.
Yeah.
Some people have to drive. I'm more of a like to drive myself, but I'd probably say the last 30. I'm at my age. I'm 40 now. Last 35 years was.
Fuck, are you 40?
Yeah,
I thought you were
I
50.
look like I'm
What? I thought it was gonna come out like I thought you're 28.
Oh, no. Give this guy a compliment. Fuck that shit.
It's also this guy there. It's a slow age. He's just jealous. Look,
I'm getting you back with the hair color before.
let's take a picture of this guy right now. He's 30. Let's see what he looks
Hold on a
like.
second. I'm fucking 29,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
see, he's a little bitch.
Next one, I'm in my 20s.
He's a little bitch.
You're almost
so
fucking retired.
Let's all take a screenshot photo of him and let's see what he looks like at 40. I bet you he's fat and looks like shit.
I'm gonna look like fucking Vin Diesel on The Rock when I'm fucking 40. Alright, Paul's already contacted me for a stunt double. Alright, so I'm there. If I'm 40, I'm gonna be next to The Rock. 100%. I just gotta get a tan and get a bit taller.
Play this video in episode 3000 of Lair.
Exactly.
I need 2 chairs.
But it's so true though.
Vin Diesel.
There you go. But no, it's true what you say about existing. What was it? Existing.
Difference between living and existing.
And living in existence, yeah, because like I was saying, as I'm 40, the age of under 35 and under, I just existed. I'll be 100% honest. That's all I ever did I just existed. But in the back of my mind, I wanted to live. I wanted more. I wanted to fight hard. I wanted to do everything I could. But before that, I was just like, oh, fuck it. I got a job. Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah, that'll do. Wasn't really happy, but I convinced myself. When you start fucking telling yourself, it's like, again, some of my mates are like that. They tell themselves that much. You're looking and go, man, that's a fucked up situation. Hey, no, man, it's great. It's so fantastic. Like, everything's okay, it's cool. And you just leave it at that. But I do understand both sides, as I've lived both sides. I've lived the side where I was happy to be content, but I wasn't happy. Back of my mind, I was like, no. But now, in the last 5 years, now I'm living. When before I was just content.
I think I got your question. I
can't
took
go
it
back.
as in living. Well, it happens all the time. When I'm meditating during the podcast, I get lost.
These guys are boring as fuck.
What was it? Oh, my turn.
Knock on me when you want me to wake up.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, what was it?
Fucking
Okay.
Buddha?
I am the Buddha.
Yeah, I'm probably the most Buddha. Awesome. All right, so last 2 questions. Yeah. Cool. I reckon, you know what? I reckon this is a fucking total stitch up. And I reckon you keep don't touch it. No, don't touch it. I reckon you are the GoPro problem. I reckon you turn it off when we have breaks. You forget to turn it back on and you fucking blame the GoPro. And you know how I'm going to prove this? There's going to be your ass going up there and turning it off. All right, so.
You want me to leave it or
Yeah, leave it. It'll be all
Leave
right.
it, let's see.
Fucking Tyson.
Cheeky motherfucker. Alrighty, so I really, really, really like this question. I fucking love it. It is, would you rather be a billionaire or top 5 most impactful humans on planet Earth?
Since you like it so much.
What the fuck is going on?
What the heck?
Shit! Does this remote work for that?
Yeah, that should.
It does?
Or it's the other.
I don't know why it's not working anymore.
No.
No, it doesn't work. It used to work, and now I think you have to grab that.
Can you just go back
Yeah, it's
to
funny. Before the same remote can work in
Go
3
back
different
on
TVs,
YouTube to the
and
last
now somehow
group.
you can just control with that remote.
No, you gotta go to YouTube. Pass it. Alrighty. So, would you rather be a billionaire or in the top 5 most impactful humans on planet Earth? Now, I'll just lay some ground rules here so we all understand.
Okay.
You can either be a billionaire, which I'm sure you guys understand what a billionaire is.
Wait, hold on.
Accumulation of money.
How many zeros?
Yeah.
I think it's 3 zeros.
Yep.
And then, or you can be top 5 most impactful. So, a person that has the most impact on Earth for the better, not for the worse. So, Kim Jong-un would not be in that list at all. It'd be more people like Elon Musk, for example, or, because he's doing.
But he's both.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
He's a complete freak.
Billionaire.
Actually, let's call out Elon Musk. We want you on the podcast.
Yeah.
We want you to come down and shed some wisdom.
We'll smoke some weed.
Yeah, we'll smoke some weed.
JP will.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it together.
Hell yeah. So, what would you rather be, a billionaire or top 5 most impactful humans on planet Earth?
Seeing as you love this question so much, why don't you go first?
Fuck yeah, I'll answer the shit out of it. Mine would be top 5 most impactful because I believe that impact is probably 10 times more important than $1 billion. And I think that I think that it's possible to make a good impact on Earth and make billions of dollars. And as we just spoke about, a proven person of this is Elon Musk. So just because I'm resulting to the most impactful, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be successful as well. And I think there's obviously 2 really different types of success here. There's the monetization side of success, and then there's also the fulfillment and I guess your impact on Earth that makes you probably feel a lot better about yourself. So I would definitely go with the impact side because I think you could change more lives as well with that side than what you could being just a billionaire. And a prime example of that is Warren Buffett. He's probably done the least amount of impact on Earth as a billionaire, and he's got billions and billions and billions. So I would rather be someone that has a lot more impact on Earth and not a lot more top 5 in the world for sure, 180%.
Can you name someone who's made an impact who's not a billionaire?
Gandhi. Yeah.
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa. Maybe you should get the name right. Teresa, not Teresa.
In my language, we say Teresa.
It's not gel raises.
In my language, you say Teresa.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, sorry. Forgot you're the Latino lover.
We got Latino lover.
Yeah.
Hate comments about you now.
Yeah. Fuck you. What a he's right. Someone else would probably be.
Who knows?
I think this leads on to my answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great.
Maybe
Great
Steve.
setup.
Maybe this is a big one. He's probably not top 5 like most impactful, but I would say someone like Steve Irwin. Because he sort of he sort of showed the world the wildlife in Australia, and he was a pretty charismatic, fun sort of guy. So he would have had a lot of impact on people, on planet Earth for the better.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He would be someone with a lot of impact. Like when he died, man, that was like.
Yeah, I know.
I reckon he was probably without doubt. Got shivers talking about this. I reckon he was without doubt the world's most famous person that's ever died that I've known of in this.
That people actually cared about.
100%. Like there weren't many people that had bad things to say
And
about
probably had the possibility of becoming a billionaire
Yeah.
or having an
100%,
empire
sure.
worth $1 billion.
He could have 1 billion crocodiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever makes you happy. And how it's crazy how, someone like that can literally create so much happiness and have such a good reputation out there as well when he impacted so many people as well. Like you said, you can't please everyone. He was probably like one of the only people that could like almost challenge that status quo sort of thing.
Yep.
So so that's the sort of impact that I'd be referring to, but I wouldn't be able to mumble off the top 5, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I think it leads into my point. When I hear this question, I think of like, what car would you buy if you had unlimited budget? And my answer would always be the most expensive car,
Fucking hell.
because then I could sell it and buy like 10 of the cars that I actually really wanted.
Do you need 10 cars?
Well, you get my point. I could buy one. I could buy one and then have a lot of cash left over.
Yeah.
So with $1 billion, I could take that and buy a charity or buy something that's making a huge impact and still have a lot of money left over to boost that up.
Sure.
Yeah, my point. Because I think there are people and organizations making impact, and you could potentially look at buying one of them or taking over it with the $1 billion and still having a lot of money left over.
Very cheeky
boost
what
into
Josh
it.
is doing here. He's dipping his hands in both fucking pies. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take your $1 billion and then I'll go buy companies that are making a big impact so then I get the best of both worlds. I like it. Touche.
But my answer is better than both of you.
Oh, shit.
Just wait. Now, JP, you go first.
We'll save the best till last.
See?
mine-
You get all the ideas. You come up with a better one.
That's why I always go to the end. Mine would be it's obvious. I don't really. Everybody wants to be filthy rich, but I'd probably rather. I had this conversation with my partner actually the other day. We were walking, going for a walk, and I said to her, you know, obviously every person's dream on the planet, well, mostly I guess, would be filthy rich, millionaire, billionaire, whatever. But like I said to her, I said, look, all I've ever wanted was to be secure and safe financially and happy. If I got a shitload of money, fantastic. But what I would really want more is to leave an impact in the sense of once I become really successful, not yet, when I become really successful, I would love to help people or tell people about where I came from, you know, from eating shit to being who I would be in the future, sort of thing, you know what I mean? And it would help with depression and wanting to kill yourself and all that shit, you know? And just to show people where I've come from and where I ended up just by, you know, however I ended up there, blah, blah, blah. So I said that to her, something like, so that's why when you said it, I was like, shit, that's funny, because I had that conversation where I said, I want to leave something behind so that, I don't know, help people in some way by seeing what I've been able to accomplish. Yeah. Not yet, but hopefully soon.
And I've got a person who is way more impactful and he's a billionaire. You ready?
Yeah, who is that?
Tony fucking Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Tony
exactly
fucking
right.
Robbins.
Yeah, Tony Robbins.
Tony Robbins.
That was a good Netflix.
So
Yeah, I
good.
ended up watching it.
Yeah, Tony
good.
Robbins. I'm not your guru.
Yeah. And he's a billionaire
I've seen that,
and
yeah.
he impacts
It's good. It's so good.
hundreds of thousands,
Yeah.
millions of people a
He's
year.
really good.
Yeah, well.
Okay, we have a question from our audience.
Oh, shit, I didn't even see you guys there. Hey.
They're invisible.
We've got a few people in the audience tonight.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that some guys like Bill Gates, for example, which is, super rich, he donates like 99% of his wealth or something like that. So for some people might just be focused on the creating value aspect of things, but it's also important to remember that money can also play a huge factor in it. So even if your end goal might be creating impact, having money can also help you get a long way there. So if you have $1 billion, you can make a lot more impact in the world than if you have no dollars. And sometimes that's a sacrifice you have to make. Maybe you have to build your bank account first to then make your impact. So they can go hand in hand together. You don't necessarily have to sacrifice one for the other, like Josh was saying as well.
No, definitely.
How much?
That's like Akon. He just went like completely off the radar, and then when it helped build like water, clean water, like made like clean water utensils and stuff for Africa. Like he just went like completely MIA, and I think he's raised like something ridiculous, like $40-50 million to like built schools and colleges all over in and like communities over in Africa. So, and that's a person that's obviously had a lot of money and then converted a lot of money into a lot of impact by going out there and changing lives. But I agree 100% with what he said. The more money you have, the more impact you can make. But you can also make a big impact on earth without any money as well, and just with time and getting people to believe in a vision as well.
The most impactful person in the world. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa.
Shit.
You made a few
Bring out the
people believe
JC.
That's it. That's it.
Shit.
That's finished. That's it.
Podcast down.
Mic drop. They don't drop.
Johnny,
110%. But we're going to finish off with...
John.
Sorry?
John.
You skip me
Oh, shit. Sorry. Don't lie.
because you're afraid that my answer is too good to be true.
No, and that's it for the podcast today.
One sec. Well, my answer is pretty much summarizing what you all have just said. I think honestly, for me, I'm the kind of person that I have really big drive. Like in life, I enjoy life. That's why I'm 43. I don't look 43. I mean, I get this these answers all the time from you fucking Western people. Oh, you're lucky. You got the Asian genes. Fuck you. Within Asians, I still look young. Okay? Anyway.
Shout out to all the Western
Yeah,
people watching.
shout out to all the Westies, the West Side.
But joke aside, I love to leave legacy in life, and that's why I think it's important to find meaning in life. I think when you become the most influential person on earth, I don't see how you can become, influential, not making money. I mean, if we're talking about, Jesus Christ, that era, or we're talking about people 20, 30 years ago when there's no internet, then sure, you can become influential, but you might not be able to make money. But nowadays,
Like Einstein.
Yeah, like back then,
yeah.
right? But now we're living in a digital world. If you are influential, your video, your name will you'll go viral. Everyone would know you. And all the big billionaires would invest in you to make money for the better of the earth. So I think for me, which I agree with Vidor, you need to become influential first. And then it's like, I always say this to my business partner, Josh, chase after reputation, money will just follow.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be a billionaire. I become one of the most influential person on earth. The money will follow me.
Yeah.
Once money's in place, I'll do even more influential
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
So you would choose billionaire or top 5?
Top 5. Because I know once I choose top 5,
Yeah,
that's
the money will follow.
Money,
Yeah.
money will just follow.
Good point. Love it. All right, this is the last one. This is actually going to be probably a segment in our podcast that we'll do every week.
Yeah,
We'll pick
yeah.
a quote
Yeah.
that all of us will sort of agree upon,
Awesome.
and then we will break down the quote on what it means to us.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah?
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So the quote is, and this was from my lovely friend over here, John. He didn't actually come up with the quote, but one of his people that he looks up to did. Don't chase after dreams. My mum's calling me. I'm just trying to read this question. Sorry, mum. I'll call you back. Oh.
It's an interesting quote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the quote. Sorry, mum. All right. Don't chase after dreams. Chase after reality.
And it's quoted by Christopher Nolan.
Oh, shout out to Nolan.
Chrissy Chris.
Yeah.
Welcome on the podcast.
And who is Chris Nolan for all those
He's
people that don't
the
know?
world-renowned director who had directed The Dark Knight
Ooh.
and The Inception.
Oh, yes.
movies.
Banger movie.
Very good movie.
10 out of 10.
Especially Inception. What a head fuck that was.
Seriously,
Yeah.
that's 20 out of 10.
Yeah, you
You're not
just
meant
had
to watch it high, bro.
I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah, what just
I need
happened
another
there?
one.
Ah, it makes sense now.
Yeah, now
I got to
it
push
makes
the play button.
What do you mean?
I was playing rewind. He's going backwards.
That movie will still work backwards too anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
I reckon JP gets so high each day that every day is Inception. Like, when he's coming out the lift, he's like, whoa.
What layer of the dream are you in right now?
Like, are we here?
Am I alive?
Doing that a lot.
Alrighty, so I'm definitely going to leave. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. John, you can answer this first because you're always last, picking up everyone
All right.
else's info.
So
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Fucking, I want to summarize
Yeah.
everyone's
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
I'm not summarizing.
Like
I'll
you're the
let you guys
judge.
copy my idea.
Yeah, like sit as the
Steal my
judge at the
idea.
back, like in the federal court. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't agree with that. And I'm going to summarise mine on that.
Now I know all the good answers.
Good at summarizing.
And now we've caught you. Now you're going to be in the middle or at the front for the next podcast, right?
Okay, I'll always be the first one to go there. So no one steals my idea. I'll spit it off. All right, for me, this quote really resonated with me because a lot of people have big dreams. You know, you go on YouTube, you find any inspirational speakers. Doesn't matter it's Gary Vee, doesn't matter Tony Robbins or any one of those. They're great. Don't get me wrong. But then the problem is, their dreams is their reality. It's not your reality. A lot of people look up on these social media guru influencers and they want to become them. But what they're not getting is they just want to become them, but they are not having the right mindset to actually focus on the reality all these successful people have. They have a big dream, or dreams, and they focus on what they're good at, and they focus on reality, which is, I'll give you a perfect example. The way I resonate with this quote is don't chase after dreams. So maybe my dream is, I want to be an astronaut, but I'm afraid of height. So then physically I won't be able to achieve that. Then I look at someone who's able to do it, then I want to chase after that dream. That dream will stay in dreams, just like in Inception.
What if you
It
can't
won't become
see
reality.
how high you are until you're in space
Well,
because you're facing up?
see, this is another deep question with the answer that might offend some people. I think there's a thing called mirror. People need to look into the mirror and seriously and know who the fuck you are. A lot of people just don't get it. They're fucking ugly. They look in the mirror and they think they're not ugly. I mean, how? You're blind.
Yep.
In saying that,
Love that.
some
That's a quote for Instagram
some
right there.
people are slow. In saying that, some people are slow. Like naturally, they're slow. Like at school, this is why I say I hate dumb people. I don't really mean it, but I do mean it. So people challenge me. Oh, how can you say people are dumb? They just don't think the way you think. No, think back in school, in a classroom of 20, 30 kids, and there are one teacher teaching the same shit. Are you telling me that everyone is on the same IQ? Like everyone absorbs the same information and they would do well? No, everyone is talented in different ways.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not one is smarter than another.
Well, I
It just
think
will all make different.
There's also intellectually dumb, and then there's obviously
That's-
street smart dumb and common sense
Exactly.
dumb and stuff as
And
well.
that's
like-
why I said I don't
Or
mean
smart.
I hate dumb people.
Yeah, or
I
smart
really
the other way,
mean it.
yeah.
Exactly. So you just have to know who you are, and when you chase after your dreams, you need to be realistic about it. That's how
Yeah.
I see this. Like
Yeah.
your dreams will not come true if you are not street smart,
Yeah.
if you're not book smart,
Yeah.
or whatever smart, right? If you're not book smart like Elon Musk, you're not gonna create a company like what he's done. If you're not street smart like Tony Robbins, you're not gonna inspire people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So you gotta be smart in the way you're good at.
Would you rather be street smart or book smart?
I've always been both.
Oh, really? You got to choose one, but
I'm
you
a
have to
straight
give
A
up the
student
other one.
since I was a little. And I don't go to school. I think I told you that off the record, off
Yeah.
the camera.
Yeah.
I've never gone to classrooms. I hate readings. That's one of the things I don't do. But I'm really good. I have good memory. I can memorize things really quickly. And like I said, I'm a popular kid at school. So all my friends would be willing to lend me the notes. So before, like 30 minutes to an hour before the test, I would just say, hey, Andrew, JP, can I borrow your notes? And most of the time, people would be willing to lend me the notes. And after reading your summary, I usually get higher score than you. And people hate it. So I'm pretty book smart and pretty street smart. I mean, I'm not bragging about it.
Yeah.
This podcast would reach out to a lot of people,
Yeah.
including my own true friends.
Yeah.
They would leave comments.
Yeah.
I have always been that way.
Yeah.
I don't rehearse. I hate rehearsal. So I focus on what I'm good at.
Yeah.
Right?
To the mic.
Yeah.
And in the great tradition of these speeches, generally what happens is the speaker says something along the lines of, you need to chase your dreams. But I'm not going to say that because I don't believe it. I don't want you to chase your dreams. I want you to chase your reality. And I want you to understand that you chase your reality not at the expense of your dreams, but as the foundation of your dreams.
That's good. That's
He
good.
just went into dream world.
Let's get a hard on.
Do you understand
Yeah.
his English?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I understand it this way. I have this screenshot on my phone, right? I'll tell you
That's
what
a
it is.
massive
Yeah,
penis.
Yeah, but no.
Why would you have a guy's penis on your screensaver? I don't understand.
And how does this relate
Why do
to
you keep
John?
showing it to us? What are you doing?
Okay.
They
anyway.
can't see on camera how big it is.
Can
So
you
what
describe
it
it?
is? Yeah. So what it is?
Describe
It's obviously an iceberg, as you know, an iceberg.
That's
You only
huge.
see-
Whoa,
That's what
shit.
she said.
So it's submerged.
Yeah. So you know, an iceberg. Obviously, 90% of it's underwater, only
Yeah.
10% is on
Yeah.
top. And
Not all the
what
time. No, I want to correct you there. Not all the time. It's 90% underwater, 10% on top. Sometimes it's 91% underwater, 9% on top.
Oh fuck! All right, fucking hell. Anyway,
So
so
I don't have facts on this show,
so-
not making up statistics. Can't just throw out statistics
yeah.
like that.
Anyway, they're talking shit
Very
as
true.
always.
You gotta
So-
check where your sources are coming from.
The reason why I carry this is because, as I was saying before, I always used to dream, but not figure out how to get there or find the reality, like that quote is saying. And the thing is that on top of you can't really see it, but on top of the water, you see the iceberg, and at the very top it says success.
Right.
That's all you see, success. But what you don't see under it is the risk, failures, doubts, criticism, discipline, sacrifices, rejections, late nights, persistence, and hard work.
Yep.
You know, you dream a lot, but you don't think of the reality of, okay, what's it going to fucking take for me to get to the success part? And no one really thinks about that. I just think about success. That's my dream. My dream is success. My dream is success.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, for me to focus,
Good
stop
way to point.
stop looking at the fucking dream, dickhead.
Yeah.
What do I have to do to get
get
there?
there.
Yeah, that's
Right.
how I understood that
That's a
quote
good
pretty well.
analogy.
That's a very good analogy.
I
Spot on.
totally agree with John and
Oh,
what
someone's
JP
summarizing
and
now.
what JP has said, and that's actually what I was going to say.
Sure.
But I'll obviously add to that because I'm always a guy that adds value.
Wow. Okay.
So
Dude, that sounds familiar.
So I sort of agree and disagree a little bit with the quote. I agree with it, and this is the way I interpret the quote, is to not, I guess, be too over the top with what your goals are. So don't have something like, for instance, that's unachievable and too far-fetched. So for instance, to fly one day off the ground with no machine, like for me to just hover off the ground and start flying around through the clouds. Okay, very unrealistic and very dreamlike. Yeah, and I think it's the way that I interpret it is I think it's trying to say maybe with your dreams, make them more realistic and something that could probably happen in reality of things if you put the work in, and don't be too blasé about your future goals and how you envision your life going forward. That's probably how I would interpret a quote like that. Yeah.
Good.
Is that it?
Very deep. Yeah.
Shit. Oh yeah.
Oh, we have another.
Got another viewer. Come on down from the stage, please.
Everyone welcome on.
Security.
Come on
We have
down.
500 people in the audience.
Camera guy 6 over there. Thank you. Yeah, and the host number 1, come down.
You probably just ruined all of Tyson.
Very good. Bring it down a little bit more. I think. Camera guy 6. Yeah.
Keep going.
I even forgot what I was gonna say. No. So I feel like where I see that as well. I was like, to not distance, put a huge distance between your dream and your reality. Just kind of, because when you dream about it, it just seems like, unachievable. It seems like it's something out of touch. So don't think about it as a dream, and just thinking about it like it's you, and just like live it every day. If that makes sense. Yeah, just don't.
Give her a round of applause.
And Tyson, we want some.
Give her a round of applause.
as well.
What do you want from me?
We want your interpretation.
Camera.
Yeah, come
Camera
on.
6.
Camera code 6.
Camera 4 on Tyson.
Yeah.
Right, Tyson.
What was the quote again?
The whole time you're sitting here not
Are you
listening.
JP? What do you mean?
I'm checking
You
audio.
sit in the podcast with headphones off. You don't know what we're talking about. We're serious issues.
I checked audio.
Right on. The quote's up
No,
there. Bring it
Just
yourself.
to be
dream,
fair-
something about dreams and
Just
reality.
to be fair for Tyson, the GoPro went off again. He didn't touch it.
I didn't touch it. Did not touch it. It was on 2 seconds ago. I checked it.
I've got another audience member coming down.
Oh, I guess this is something I put into perspective for myself. It's like everyone, back to what John said within the podcast, there's a mirror. You need to look at it and identify what you can and can't do very quickly. Otherwise, if I wanted to sell, to be honest, I don't think I could be a real estate agent. So if I was to try, I don't think I could get where John is. I would maybe be mediocre. But I know I like advertising. I'm really good at it, and videography. And I passed people, they've been doing it for 4 years, and I've done 6 months, 12 months. So I identified that that's my dream and reality because that's where I'm good at. But I proposed to real estate or something like that.
That's great. Give him a round of
Very
applause.
good.
There's the answer.
Alrighty.
Well, in summary, everyone agreed with John on this episode.
yeah, basically.
The last person to speak always agreed.
And I also want to
Almost
make it.
right, just so you know.
I also want to make it very clear that from this podcast going forward, John is no longer allowed at the back of the answering line because now we've figured out why he's so Mr. fucking Smart Man. I know his question because he gathered gathers all the information, robs us all, and then
give it away.
spits out the digested information straight on the table. So
I get all the highlights from each person, and I pick the top 3.
and he even fucking admitted it through school. He never did the learnings. He got the summary notes and then put out a better answer than what they summarized.
Exactly.
It's just repeating life.
I'm just lucky people like me. Professors
School
don't
kids
like me.
learn. School kids
In
learn.
life, you gotta be street smart and book smart, and you gotta be likable.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
And in the back of the question line. All right, boys. Well,
All right, well done. We'll see you next
see you
episode.
in the next pod.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Do.